Um, in this exercise, we are looking at uh, series and the properties of series. Okay, so we assume that the basics of series are well known. Okay, in particular, for example, the basic comparison tests and the limit test, etc., etc. Okay. So what is the problem? The problem says that if you have a series of positive terms, of real positive numbers, so we are dealing with sigma of xn, so it's real positive series, okay? And we assume that sigma of xn is convergent, okay? So we want to prove that sigma of xn squared and sigma of square root of xn plus 1 are convergent. So assume first, okay, let us prove that sigma of xn squared is convergent. So since sigma of xn is convergent, then we have limit of xn when n goes to infinity is equal to 0. Okay? Which means that there exists n such that for every n greater than capital N, xn would be less than 1. Okay? From there, we get that for every n greater than n, we have xn squared would be less than xn. Of course, here we're assuming that xn are positive. Huh? So once you have that, then sigma, okay, sigma of xn for n greater than n is convergent. Okay? Therefore, will imply that sigma of xn squared for n from n is convergent. This is, of course, from the basic comparison test. The big one is convergent, the small one is convergent for positive series. Huh? And, of course, which implies that all of the series xn squared, okay, is convergent. For the second one, we want to show, let us prove that sigma of square root xn plus 1 is convergent. So for that, we need to use a beautiful inequality which says, so recall that we have, okay, square root of AB is less or equal than A plus B over 2 for any A and B positive numbers. Okay? This is known as the geometric mean is less or equal than the algebraic mean, okay? Or the algebraic mean or the average of A plus B, of A and B, okay? We leave it to as an exercise to show that this is true, okay? It's just by using what? The fact that square root of A plus square root of B, you can get it through square root of A minus square root of B squared is positive. Okay? So we leave it as an exercise to check. So what do we have? We have that using this inequality, square root of xn plus 1 is less or equal than xn plus 1 over 2. So now, okay, we know that sigma of xn plus 1 over 2 is equal to 1/2 sigma and xn plus 1 And this one is convergent since sigma of xn and sigma of xn plus 1 are convergent. Okay? So this will imply what? That by the by the basic comparison test, the big one is convergent, the small one will be convergent. Therefore, sigma of square root xn plus 1 is convergent.